All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, hi, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've seen you, and I do miss you, and I miss being in the building with you guys. But I'm on the mend. As you can see, it's not as puffy. I already have fat cheeks, but it's not swollen. It doesn't hurt. So, that's a good thing. Progress is progress, right? So, one of the things we're going to be working on is learning to question what we're reading and what it looks like when we're reading. So, I wanted to talk to you about Costa's levels of questioning. So, one of the things that is absolutely amazing is that children, young children, anywhere from the ages of one, once they start talking, all the way up pretty much until they're about in third or fourth grade, what do they do when they want to know something? Well, they ask a lot of questions. Asking questions about things we don't know is another way we learn new information. And it's important that we keep that in mind as we move forward through our matriculation, whether it's here at John Jay or when you get to college. It's important to question the things you don't understand or you don't know. And questions are important. The higher the level of question, the higher the level of thinking and understanding you achieve, right? So asking the basic level questions like, what's the name of the character, doesn't really give you the level of thinking and understanding that you may want or that your teacher may want from you. We will be developing questions for material that we work with. You and this when I say materials, I'm talking about tutorials and Socratic seminars, right? It's true there is no such thing as a bad question, but some questions are definitely better than other questions. We want you to use questions that require some serious brain activity. There are three levels of questions according to Arthur Costas, who we'll be introduced to soon. And academic vocabulary you should be familiar with. We're going to level up. Arthur Costa, he's an educational researcher, divided questions into three categories depending on the quality of the question. And if we learn to use these categories, we'll become better thinkers. What's the big deal? Learning takes place when you produce knowledge, not reproduce knowledge. Think about those people that you admire most, right? They're thinkers, they're creative thinkers. When we look at people who come from humble beginnings and become multimillionaires, even billionaires, they are learning because they are learning to produce knowledge, not copy somebody else. Recognize a higher level thinking question, right? Being able to see one and understand it and recognize what is required of you when you're responding to these kind of questions makes you totally appealing to colleges. And it's what colleges want you to be able to do. They want you to be able to dig deeper. They want you to be able to engage in conversation that requires you to use what the good Lord gave you. And they're needed for tutorials and Socratic seminars so we can have a common language, right? So that we're communicating on the same page. And as you move on, sophomores, to being juniors who are taking English 3 or AP Language and Composition or University of Texas on-ramps rhetoric course, you'll need this kind of conversation and this kind of information. So level 1, factual questions. Have only one answer. Answers are found in the text and very concrete. And when I say concrete, I'm not talking about the stuff outside. I'm talking about there is no varying in the answer. Everybody should have the same answer from the text. It's a recollection of information in the exact manner and form that you heard it. For example, how old is Mrs. Brown? She's 45. Very concrete answer. What color is the sky? It's blue. Very concrete answer. Okay, short answers, usually one or two words. Gathering and recalling information also is a level 1. Level 1 questions start with define, describe, identify, list, name, observe, recite, scan, explain, review, locate, and paraphrase. These are not the kind we will use, so don't waste everyone's time with these type of questions, folks. You're way smarter than that. How old was George Washington? What is your name? These are level 1 questions. Level 2 questions. They're interpretive questions. These are good questions, but we're going to get some better questions. But let's talk about the good questions. More than one answer with evidence from the text. More abstract, one must manipulate the information to find the answer. So the answer is not sitting right here, folks. You have to use some of this to get to an answer using the information from the text. Examines motives and or causes. We like a good mystery. Involves finding info that supports generalizations or decision making. Short answer or essay. Making sense of the gathered information. So level 2 questions start with analyze, which you know you, Ms. Brown, love an analysis. Compare, group, infer, contrast, sequence, illustrate, retell, synthesize, sort, diagram, and summarize. These are questions that you don't only see in English, but you see in your history class. You'll see in your science classes. You'll also see them in your math classes as you advance on throughout the levels of math. These questions require you to think a little harder, just a little. What is unique about you? Who was a better leader, George Washington or John Adams? Let's talk about it. Level 3 questions. These are my favorites. Evaluative questions. Answer goes beyond the text. It applies information you have from different places, from here, from different sources, from the text. Answer depends on personal experiences, values, interpretation of the literature, etc., etc., etc. Ask for judgments to be made from information. Gives opinions about issues, judge validity of those ideas. So this is where your opinion comes into play. They're essay questions. Okay? Applying and evaluating information. Level 3 questions start with apply, evaluate, hypothesize, imagine, judge, predict, speculate, compose, construct, critique. These questions require you to really think, reflect, and write. These are what you guys call the hard questions. What is your favorite band and why? Prince and the Revolution is my favorite band because I think they have a unique sound. Right? Now I need to support my response with evidence, and it will come from multiple sources. Do you agree that all athletes should be drug tested? Absolutely. Which character suffered the most? That definitely is an opinion question. Real learning takes place in levels 2 and 3, and that's why we don't like to hang out in level 1. Review. Gather and recall. Make sense of the information. Applying and evaluating the information. To which level do these words belong? Sequence. Apply. Analyze. List. Hypothesize. Describe. Recite. Compare. To sequence is a level 2 question. Okay? To apply is a level 3 question. Analyze. Level 2. We like to hang out in 2 and 3, right? List. Too easy. Hypothesize. Definitely a 3, right? Because you're creating questions and you have to answer that question. Describe something. Too easy. Recite. Too easy. And compare is definitely a level 2. Ready for some questions a teacher might ask? Complete the assessment in Schoology in today's folder. Tomorrow you'll be expected to write some questions of your own. Have a great day. And again, I miss you terribly, and I will see you soon.